See him? Well, open your damn eyes in. It's the old-timey country down-home red state update podcast and them. Coming to you from a bunker underneath Jackie's Market in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. And here they are, both of them.
Hey, welcome to Red State Update. Here's Jackie Bros.
Folks, people, it's Dunlap. We're glad to have you back here with us. Jackie, it seems like things are really looking up.
Wow.
There's a ceasefire in Israel, so they fixed that.
Well, for 11 hours or something like that, I guess. Hopefully
Trump
longer.
Is going to jail in New York, unless I read that incorrectly with too much optimism. But I think they're on their way to pick him up.
Well, they would have never come out and said this is criminal unless they already had like 4 truckloads of evidence on him. They wouldn't come out and like let everybody down like that. No, he probably going to wind up in jail, definitely in a courthouse somewhere, somehow.
There's absolutely no way that people would tease us with the threat of Trump going to jail and then absolutely nothing happening. No way that would ever happen.
Nobody would do that. Who in their right minds would do that?
I would like to see R.I.P. Charles Grodin. You remember Charles Grodin, Jackie?
I know who he is, yeah. He was. I liked him, yeah.
Grumpy, mad all the time.
Funny, though. Funny, grumpy, mad. There was some people funny, mad. You don't like it. I mean, you don't like him being grumpy because it ain't funny, but he was right. Always funny, yeah.
Like opposite of you.
I like him and Al Pacino on a train and a helicopter. I can't remember the name of it. He's funny in that one.
That's what I was going to say. I'd like to see a sequel to, now I can't remember the name of it. Just On the Run, call it. On the Run in an 80s car. Midnight Run. Midnight Run is the name of the movie. Yeah. That's it, folks. Midnight Run sequel. Trump and De Niro. De Niro's playing himself, but he's been hired by the government to stop making movies and to instead become a bounty hunter. And he goes down to his first assignment is to go pick up Trump and take him to New York to jail.
I don't want to see that. Even if it's him just knocking the hell out of him all the way there, I still don't want to see it. I don't want to see anything with him on it. If it's funny, bad, whatever. I don't want to say. I don't even want to see him in court if he does wind up in court. The day that they put the gavel down, going to 5 years, 10 years, however long it is, I ain't gonna watch that. I don't want to see him no more. I'm liking it, not seeing him anywhere. He says such and such and such. I don't care. Don't put him in no movie.
It's like these rumors, like he's like the legend of some kind of swamp monster or something that nobody's ever seen. Did you hear? He left a goat head on the front yard of but now it's like, I heard that Trump is mad about, he's saying it's a witch hunt. And I guess what he said about all of it.
He ain't ever said anything but the same thing over and over again. We talked about this already. Witch hunt, fraud. That's it. I want to hear what he says about such and such. What do you mean? What are you going to say? It's the same damn thing over and over again.
If you put him in a car with Robert De Niro, you're right. It wouldn't be funny. It'd be De Niro say, "You get what you had it coming," and he'd be like, "It's a witch hunt. It's fraud the whole way." And it wouldn't be. Nobody would enjoy that. Even them. It might be a little better if it was Al Pacino because he'd be like, "Here you go," it'd be like, "Oh, way big." He'd be like, "I can't take it another," he does.
Yeah, he's good. Yeah.
Trump, though, would just do the same. Actually, Trump would probably be, that's good. I think Trump might enjoy being in a car with Al Pacino a little more than being in a car with De Niro. Because De Niro would be mad the whole time, but Al Pacino, by the time they got to New York, I just don't know how his brain works. He might be like, I listened to him the whole way. He's right. He's right about everything.
Yeah, there's a chance of that happening with him. Yeah.
So Trump's going to jail? That's right. Okay, so soon. What is he accused of? Like, what are they accusing him of that they say it's a criminal offense?
I think Trump. It's all taxes, but if you remember, taxes is what took down Mr. Al Capone also Mr. Who played him?
De Niro.
The percent. I
No.
get them two. Well, that's different. One little, one. Well, they're both little. One louder than the other one. That's the difference. Yeah, but yeah, Al Capone. He murdered, blew up people, all sorts of stuff, on and on and on. Taxes would send him away. Yeah.
Then you got Gaetz, his little buddy flipping on him.
Matt Gaetz, yeah. Hey, they look like that don't look. I don't look promising to him. They've been, that ain't,
It doesn't look promising, but I don't know if we're not in a phase of Republican reality, especially in the Trump orbit, where he can just get, I don't know, convicted of sex trafficking and the most horrible crimes and just go to jail and still fundraise off of it by saying it's not, he didn't sex traffic, it was the girl he sex trafficked who did it. You say the opposite, right? You say the most outlandish thing.
I didn't. She's the one that took me over state lines.
Like, you have to go big, I think, to get people to. But soon we'll get to the bottom of all this, right, Jackie? Because more good news. The House passed the January 6th commission. So now we're going to get it's a bipartisan commission, right, Jackie? We're going to get to the bottom of all this. Nothing's going to stand in the way of truth and justice in America any longer. 1-6 is not going away.
Yeah. We'll see about that. McConnell will make it go away. Yeah. For too long. You got to have 10 of them. They got more than they thought they was ever going to get out of the House, but still, like, it was 35 Republicans to 100 and whatever amount of them. That McConnell, he don't want to happen. I think there's some people he can't get to do. Of course, I believe McConnell does that himself. I think he goes to Mitt Romney. All right, you be the good guy. You're going to be the mean one, Cotton, and I'm going to do, I think that's how they probably do stuff. But I don't know if you need 10 Republicans. Let's see if McConnell can deliver that. He'll stop it from happening. He ain't going to let that happen, no.
Why do they not want? I mean, he come out and said at the beginning, McConnell said it, right? He said Trump's to blame.
They all say that McCarthy said it. They all said it because the reason they said it because it was on TV and the entire damn world saw it. And you're like, no denying it. Like, I'm glad to have a commission, but I mean, we all saw what the hell happened. Everybody knows it happened. It just, Trump, told people to go up, Juliana trial, combat, all of them, Holly, of course we know what happened. I guess they're saying, well, we don't need to hear it over and over again. Of course, to hear McConnell and McCarthy, they never said that the first time. It's on TV. You can look at it on TV, get on YouTube. Everybody can see what you said, but it don't matter. They don't give a damn. They got nothing but Trump. That's it. That's all they got. They got nothing else. They don't know what to do. We just got Trump.
Are they afraid the phone records are going to come out? And it's going to be a bunch of congressmen and senators texting the damn traitors going, where are you at now? I'm looking for you. I don't see you.
A little bit of that. I wouldn't be surprised. That's going to be some of it.
Where are you at now?
We can't get around this guard here. Well, hang on. No, we knocked him out. Where to? That's pitiful. The police, the Capitol Police, or members, I should say, of the Capitol Police Department had to put out a statement saying, I'm paraphrasing this. That's what you say, paraphrasing?
No, you said it right the first time.
Paraphrasing.
No.
They basically said, I ain't going to quote we go to say, but they were like, we saved your life. They say we saved your life and y'all don't remember it. Y'all, there wasn't, because the few we saw when they got run over, if they weren't there, if there were no Capitol Police, some of these people would be dead. And they wouldn't be able to vote for or against a commission on it. But they don't care. They see those people at work every day, that protect. They don't care. They think the same thing about that police officers that do all the American people. Some of them, they ain't got no conscience. They could care less. How many Benghazis? How many? 30-something?
There's 30-something Benghazis.
And that was over in another country when they attacked United States. And this where you work. They busting the windows on ropes and swing. Yeah, like it now.
Well, you make it sound like Errol Flynn. Was they swinging on ropes?
One or two was, maybe. I don't know.
They might as well be. It doesn't really matter what they did. I think it's more the overall effect of fuck America, which I know a lot of people say that now.
Watch
but
your
usually
mouth.
We're saying it for good reasons. Not like, hey, these cops keep killing people. No matter what the police report says. Hey, maybe we should get mad at America. They got mad at America because they didn't get their way, and they believed a bunch of crazy stuff, and they want cops to kill black people, except for the cops that they kill.
Yeah, support the blue till
they're in front of you.
Yep.
Put that on a flag, folks. Of course, I'm just doing a little bit to kick off the show. Things are terrible. Nothing is good. I mean, I guess Gaetz' buddy flipping on him, but I have no doubt that Gaetz, even if he goes to jail, G. Gordon Liddy had a career.
Yeah.
For years and years after Watergate, after going to jail. He come out and he was fine. Gaetz goes to jail. I have no doubt that we're going to be seeing that face for the rest of our lives. It's sad. Now, some of these people do fade away, and they're the best ones. So here's hoping it's he's one of the faders. Trump trial will be fucking awful. If they do manage to get him out of Florida.
DeSantis at best maybe got a couple weeks where he'll gum up a work, but ultimately that ain't gonna. No.
If DeSantis thinks he's going to be president, he's got to get past the part when they come take him out of Florida, because Trump is going to, however he communicates with people now, is it via fax? He's going to give DeSantis down the road. He will call DeSantis every name in the book, which it doesn't matter because DeSantis will kiss his butt. Just like McConnell and all the others are doing. I do not understand the game plan here.
There ain't none. They gonna kiss his butt because that's all they got. They don't know what to do. They don't want this to answer. They didn't happen, whatnot. What do you think he's going to do after? Let's say the criminal investigation in New York is getting down and dirty. He's already flipped on his children. He sent both of his sons to jail. Julie Oliver, everybody's gone. It's just him left. Now you got to show up. It's time. What you going to do when he's out of options? They're trying to get me down at the courthouse. All of us, we've got to get together, walk down to that courthouse. Don't let them. He's just going to do the insurrection. I don't think he'll be as big. I think there's a lot of soccer moms and whatnot after watching it on TV, and some of them getting it like just people think twice about going where Trump tells them to go to fight or whatever it is. But what do you think he's going to do? The few crazy ones he's got left, granted not as many as his insurrection, he's going to say, be there with it. Look what they're trying to. He's already starting it. He's saying it right now. How he doing? He putting the facts out, saying witch hunt. It's the same thing he did for the election. He knew he's gonna lose. Look, it's false. It's rigged all the way up. So you gonna follow Trump all the way up till there's another violent outburst in some capacity somehow. That's the inevitable. That's how it's going to end. That's where it's going to end at.
It's not really insurrection anymore now that he's not president or nothing.
Right.
It's just a bunch of violent criminals trying to find their way through the New York City subway system until they get to where they can do their violence. So hopefully it's not, it's just not as romantic as I'm going to go make sure they don't kick the president out of the president house as they drug his ass out of Florida because of tax fraud. It's not as cool. It doesn't make people as excited. I ain't saying there's not going to be a bunch of them show up, but it's not going to be the same. It's going to be a lot. It's like a gang. This is more the Joker calling his minions to put the white makeup on their face. It's just henchmen at this point. It's henchmen going to show up in New York.
He had them. Remember, we saw up in New Hampshire. He had many.
Right.
He had them before he ever took office. Yeah,
he does have henchmen. Well, he's been in
the henchman business for years and years now.
He's the kind of person who would have henchmen, so it makes sense that he has henchmen.
And every one of them will go to jail before he does.
And also, he's not a good joker. His party man would be terrible. Terrible. What other terrible news is there, Jackie? Marjorie Taylor Greene, speaking of henchmen, I guess she's a henchman with a few henchmen of her own.
Her, Matt Gaetz, and Jim Jordan, Nunes are all henchmen,
stalking AOC around Texas, trying to trigger the Supreme Court case that'll get rid of abortion.
Yep. They're working on that, So
they'll get that going. Should Breyer step down? How old should they be when they swear you in? Should somebody say, and then when you're like 72, just start packing it up? Maybe they should say that to everybody. It's going to start causing problems. They can't say that to everybody in the world because nobody has any money and they have to work until their death. But people in government, 72 is young now.
Yeah.
You spring chicken. Biden call you a kid. Can you force? No Supreme Court justice is ever going to step down. Where I was like, they need to step down. I don't think they're thinking of anything. Clint Eastwood ain't going to step down. It's kind of the same thing. I think your ego at that point is
I know some people say you have to read and study a lot, but let's put it this way. If you don't have to. I don't know if Clarence Thomas spends, all night concerned thinking about the case. Also, Clarence Thomas, I don't know if it's true, his wife, I think, paid for buses that took people to the insurrection. If we can't get rid of the man for Kavanaugh for his doing that, can't you do something about that? It don't seem right to me.
Maybe she just likes to pay for buses. She can't control where they take them buses to.
Well, I think she's taking Trump people to bringing them there on the sick. Anyhow, I using him as an example. I'm sure there's other ones that don't. Basically, if you want to, you just sit there and the robes look comfortable. If they have to, those are the finest robes you can get in the country. I'm gonna say, so that you're in a comfortable robe. You can wear shorts, you can wear whatever you want underneath it, and you just sit there and listen to people, tune them in, tune them out, whatever. It's a pretty cushy job. I don't know why anybody would resign from it.
I'm pretty sure Kavanaugh is in shorts, like you said, and probably a polo shirt under there. I think he's got a cooler of beer, and he's just enjoying his days.
Sure.
It's a better job than being an ambassador. You know, a lot of people are like, oh, well, he's going to make him ambassador to this or that. That feels like you got to relocate. Just the move makes it worse than being Supreme Court Justice. Supreme Court Justice, you get comfy clothes. You don't have to pretend to care about another country.
Those chairs they're sitting up there, those going to be some nice chairs. Those are some good ones, yeah.
Comfort-wise, it's probably the best job you can get. And then whenever you want to, you can ruin women's lives. So I know that's something Kavanaugh's into, and I would imagine a lot of people really just enjoy the power. At any point, they can just be, and they can also just go against their friends up there if they really want to throw Nina Totenberg into like confusion. They can go, I really thought they were going to vote this way, but then they decided to vote this way. And they can laugh about that for years. They probably sit in the back room like, I know they all thought I was going to vote with y'all, but instead I voted with y'all. I'm tired.
They can switch it up whenever they want. That's right. They do. I think 3 of them, at least, are good buddies with Trump. They didn't help him out a whole lot, did they? He let us all know. He let everybody know. Supreme Court cowardly after all he did for them, on and on.
He does make it hard to help him out. He really is. If I were Trump's friend, which I mean, God fucking forbid.
Who is that?
But can you imagine, like, really trying to, I need to help him out. He's my friend. I know Trump's father was supposed to be one of the worst people in America, like Trump, but like knew what he was doing more, and just evil and racist and terrible. But trying to hit Trump guidance and like pointers, help him out of jams. Can you imagine?
Helping out Trump is the entire Republican Party right now.
And look how miserable. Well, some of them seem to be enjoying it, but some of them are miserable. There's no way to do it. He'll just out of spite screw you over. I thought of this the other day. This is a little off topic, Jackie, but if Trump had not become president, if Trump hadn't run for president even, when would he and Melania have gotten divorced? Like 7 years ago?
Probably, yeah, I would say so.
If he decided not to run for president, that would have been about the time that they split the sheets. Look, like, when I say split the sheets, I'm making a Klan joke. Hey, Jackie, speaking of the Klan, Morgan Wallen, do you remember this little five-looking motherfucker? You remember him? Probably one of the biggest music stars in America right now. Says the N-word, gets in trouble for saying the N-word, and then like half-ass apologizes and makes up $1 billion. Has number one, loses nothing. Is punished in absolutely no fashion. He was at, I guess, kicking off his, I'm going to see if it's okay for me to come back and play music for people who don't like it when you say the N-word. And he kicked off this comeback tour at, we've just finished talking about this place, Jackie. It's, you may have heard of it. It's Kid Rock's big ass honky tonk and rock and roll steakhouse.
Yeah, I remember that place.
It makes me, the steakhouse part always makes me laugh.
We need to start. I don't know how you saw people trying to help Trump out. Somehow we need to get into his ear and let him know down the road the only place that New York cannot extradite him from is Kid Rock's. What is it?
Kid Rock's big ass honky tonk and rock and roll steakhouse.
Get him there. I don't want him in Nashville, granted, but if he went in there, if he gets sanctuary, he trying to get rid of across the country for everybody. But that's the only place, only safe zone for Trump.
Oh man, the thing is, everybody would be miserable with that. People at Kid Rock's would be excited to see Trump.
Oh yeah.
But if he was actually there every night, it's like the people at Mar-a-Lago who stand around as he comes out on that little stage and does his routine every night. Like somebody on Twitter put a picture of Robert De Niro, Jake LaMotta up at the end of, when that real sad movie about boxing that's in black and white.
Yeah.
That's all it is. People at Kid Rock's would be miserable, and Trump would be miserable at Kid Rock's big ass honky tonk. I don't know if that's true because all the people he'd like it as long as the people liked him, and they'd have to let him up on the stage and he'd dance that little weird way. I think he's getting to the point where he's happy to be anywhere people will listen to him. So I might be wrong. He might enjoy it.
He might enjoy it. Yeah. He liked the food anyway.
I just went to their Twitter again. It's still the picture of the sad nachos from a couple of weeks ago. Even though Morgan, who runs this Twitter? It's just not the actual Twitter. It's who runs their Twitter. They just had Morgan Wallen there. Huge, I can't imagine they're too worried about people who like Morgan Wallen. And he's been arrested there several times. And they don't have a picture of that, but they got these weak ass nachos on there. Just the worst looking nachos. Folks, I don't really blame Morgan Wallen for going to Kid Rock's big ass honky tonk and rock and roll steakhouse, because if I were the type of person, if I had a problem where the N-word might slip out at any moment, Kid Rock's is where I would go. That's where you would want to be. Because the worst case is, don't worry, Morgan. We won't tell anybody, buddy. It happens. And the best case scenario is he don't pay for a drink all night. He does look like Fievel. Like I can't. Fievel the mouse from An American Tail. He looks like Fievel with a mullet.
He come over on the boat.
Come over. There are no cats in America, but you can't say the N-word. Listen, I don't want to say that Kid Rock's clientele is racist, but be sure and tip the girl at the sheet check. Like a coat check. Get it?
Yeah, listen, yeah.
Tonight, we haven't brought the colostomy bag. Listen, okay. Maybe my world is when I hear about Kid Rock's big ass honky tonk and rock and roll steakhouse, my thought just goes immediately to the colostomy bag guy. Because if you heard our episode from a couple of weeks ago, we went into some detail about the man who was arrested there flinging his full ass colostomy bag around and getting it all over the cops and possibly in the nachos. That's alleged. I don't know. And I would think that if you were one of the biggest music stars in the world, you would kick off your apology tour at somewhere where they say the N-word less, just in general, and also where a colostomy bag man was not just there in the news. Like if you search Kid Rock in Google News, you're going to see colostomy bag Morgan Wallen. But I guess that's where you go. Because that's a fuck you. You go to Kid Rock's,
all right,
owned by the Republican asshole, one of the dudes at the insurrection, the guy with the zip ties. He was a former bartender at Kid Rock's. You don't go to an African American church. You go to Kid Rock's if you're just like, fuck y'all. I'm back. Colostomy bags, Morgan Wallen, nachos. Something is always full of shit at Kid Rock's big ass honky tonk and rock and roll steakhouse. And folks, people are excited. I saw some tweets, and I don't know if I'm going to say that this is not publicity because it seems like they were actual heartfelt tweets. Because if Kid Rock said somebody doing publicity, they'd have a better Twitter account. But people were like, it's just me and Brittany was across the street. And we're like, is that Kid Rock singing? I think Kid Rock was there singing some of his hits, and they run over there. And then Morgan Wallen got on stage, and he's wearing shorts. Look, I know we used to do a lot of stuff about authenticity and country music. I'm a lot more open-minded right now. Like, I'm not going to say that ain't country, this ain't country. I don't think you should wear shorts unless you singing them songs about going to the beach and blowing off your job and another margarita on a tractor.
Jimmy Buffett,
Jimmy Buffett. Then you can wear shorts. I mean, don't wear shorts. First of all, I would cover up if I was going to Kid Rock's big ass honky tonk and rock and roll steakhouse. I would not leave, several inches of calf unprotected, because you never know when that guy, I think that colostomy bag guy's showing up there tonight to do his apology tour. He's going to sit in with the band, do some fun 90s country. He's apologizing for the colostomy bag, not for the Confederate tattoo on his head.
Well, one thing, if he got a colostomy bag, one thing for sure is normally you would say he wouldn't be wearing shorts, but in this case, I don't know.
Who knows?
He's access.
Anything goes at Kid Rock's a big ass honky tonk rock roll steakhouse. Folks, that man really did have a Confederate flag on his head.
I know. You told me. I know. Yeah.
I know. I told everybody. And folks, just real quick here while we're talking about terrible things. I guess this depends. Maybe you won't find this terrible. But Jackie, do you own a Bible?
Yeah, I got 2 or 3 of them.
Are you in the market for a new Bible?
I mean, it's hard to turn a Bible down, but I'm okay with the ones I got.
What if I could get you? What if say I could get you a Bible that also talks about patriotism?
Wow.
It seems a little dangerous now with Christian nationalists, Trump. But there was a time when maybe it wouldn't have seemed so weird to. I mean, it would. I mean, if you thought about it for a second. Okay, let me sweeten the deal. I can get you a Bible that talks about patriotism, has a Constitution in it, the Bill of Rights, and the chorus of Lee Greenwood's "God Bless the USA" in the Bible.
Wow.
What if I could get you a Lee Greenwood Bible, Jackie?
What, the Bible sing to you and play music out of it?
Well, I think what I've seen is that Jesus's words are in red in this Bible, but I think that to sweeten the pot even further, when you turn the page, Lee Greenwood should sing what Jesus says. Like when you get a birthday card that's got Moni Moni in it or something. We have the technology. Why can't we do that? Or maybe just every time you turn the page, you just hear, because there ain't no doubt
What?
I love this land. I don't know those little chips. I don't know how far they could. Because there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA.
Is he got his picture in it? It's the Lee Greenwood Bible. Is he on the cover?
I don't know if he is on the cover of this Bible. The cover of the Bible has an American flag.
Well,
it says Holy Bible. It looks like leather, embossed leather.
And this is a regular. This ain't Mormons, because Mormons said Jesus is over here doing all sorts of stuff. But
no, it's just the Bible with a bunch of history, American constitutions in it, and a flag on the cover, and it says "God bless the USA," and it has the chorus of "God bless the USA" in it. I guess the verses didn't make the cut. As far as I know, it doesn't have like the biography. Like Lee Greenwood didn't add his story to this Bible. Like I was born in 1948, and I started having hits around 1981. It's just the Bible and a bunch of patriotic bullshit. Paraphernalia.
Everything you just described to me, ain't that the damn reason that the Pilgrims got on the boat, get the hell out of England for?
Jackie, I think I'm not 100% sure about this now because I know that we can't teach critical race theory in schools, but I think the Pilgrims came over here with this in mind, hoping to get to a day when the Lee Greenwood Bible could be where you could be sworn into a cushy-ass job as a Supreme Court justice on a Lee Greenwood Bible. I do not think anybody's going to stop you. This is America. You can have any country artist's Bible if you want. Look, Jackie, I'm on GodBlessTheUSABible.com right now, and it says it's a perfect heirloom, keepsake companion for the family. Homeschooling households. Yeah. I'd say that. Grandparents.
Sure.
Teens. That one's questionable. U.S. history buffs. Brides. Birthdays, anniversary, anybody that loves America.
And the Bible.
Well, it just says, I guess that is weird. You'd think that they would say anyone that loves the Bible or America, but they just say anybody that loves America. What if you love America but hate the Bible? Those people do not exist in the minds of the people who come up with this idea.
Lee Greenwood.
I'm glad that they mentioned here in this biography of Lee Greenwood his other songs, because I think people forget that he had a bunch of fucking songs. 7 number 1 hits, 38 singles, including songs like, and then they list a bunch of songs. You know, if they were going to put a Lee Greenwood song in the Bible, it should be Morning Ride. Do you remember Morning Ride, Jackie?
It's been a while, yeah, but yeah.
It's just about fucking in the morning. That's what they should put on
the...
And he's real subtle about it. It's real subtle. It's like, there's a quiet time in the early dawn I don't remember how it goes. I just remember like hearing it on the radio. He's talking about fucking.
All right.
Or the morning paper before the coffee's on. When there ain't much moving in that world outside, I'd love to take a morning ride. This is the Bible man singing. My baby knows it's the time we share. She wakes me gently, brushes back her hair. Right, her hair, because Lee Greenwood. And she moves into my arms, sweet and slow. I can't wait to get up and go. I mean, come on. This is on the radio. This is number 1 song. Gonna take my baby on a morning ride when the sun comes slipping around the mountainside. You ever said that to somebody, Jackie?
No.
When the sun comes slipping around. About an hour, maybe 2. Come on, Lee. Nobody's buying that. Ain't nothing me and her would rather do than see the green grass glistening in the morning dew. Now, some of this does sound like, okay, always talking about going for a ride. Oh, no, he's talking about fucking. But then when they're talking about green grass, I'm like, is it just their pubes and juice? Like,
all right.
What's glistening? Did he go for a ride? Did they fuck when they got to the... While the world's still damn spanking new, I like he's using all these dog whistles of what he's really into. Oh, I know how beautiful the day will be when she takes a morning ride with me. I mean, that's gross. And I like hearing dirty things. Conway Twitty, I've listened to a lot of songs by Conway Twitty talking about fucking, and not one of them is as gross as this. And when we get back, it will feel so right. This is the Bible, to just lay back and linger. I mean, linger. If you're doing a sex song, don't do linger because it sounds too much like finger.
All right.
And people are going to say, why didn't he just say finger?
I don't want to hear any of this. I don't want it in my Bible. I don't want it in the radio. I don't want to hear it. I don't want none of it.
Smile at me thinking, where we been? Wanting me to take her again. Morning ride, folks. That's your Bible. That's your Bible right there, Mr. Lee Greenwood. I looked up at a bunch of his record albums, and I swear to God, he's laying down in like 4 of them. Like every record album cover of Lee Greenwood, he's laying the fuck down, taking a nap. I don't know if he's trying to, I guess he's trying to be sexy. That's another thing is God Bless the USA, man. I think it was supposed to be a sexy man, a sexy country man, sexy Lee Greenwood. And now we just think, right, they couldn't get Lee Greenwood, so they just got, at the fair, let's try to get Lee Greenwood. And often you can.
Yeah, usually he shows up. Yeah.
Just always laying down. Maybe he's tired from being so patriotic. Can you imagine?
You sing all day, you've been in you go in the studio, you sing all day and night. Oh, we got to do an album cover. All right, but I just want to get home and just let me get a power nap in or something.
So I ain't got time, Lee.
Yeah, I got an idea. Let's do it. Manager. That's when a good manager steps in and says, "We'll do it both," and gets everything done.
I just don't understand. I can't imagine performing a song so powerful it can make the Bible worse. And I mean, why are the demographics changing? Did somebody young accidentally buy a Bible and somebody at the Bible company went, quick, let's get Lee Greenwood. We're trending down. Did they have a meeting at Zondervan where they said, how can we make the Bible appeal to even older people? This is the sort of thing, Jackie, that would make Jesus flip over every table, every merch table at every theater in Branson, Missouri.
Never stop. He'd never stop.
Never stop. It doesn't matter. Andy Williams, no matter whose merch table it was, he would flip the shit out of it. Well, I think there's an interview with him. Like there's an article in these articles I have up are just about the state of Tennessee signing transgender bathroom bills. But it's a good thing that Lee Greenwood Bible is coming out because that'll really.
Tennessee just made the Bible its official book, right? The Book of Tennessee.
Oh,
they may need to refine this a little bit, not just about Lee Greenwood, but if you're going to do it all the way.
I know that they're like, if we had just waited 2 weeks.
I'm sure Lee Greenwood had to know somebody there, right? And he could have whispered something to somebody's ear, just give it a little time.
He'd whisper it sexy too in your ear. Hey, bud, my Bible. I bet the Lee Greenwood Bible honestly should be the official. I'm not okay with the Bible being the official book of Tennessee, but I'm okay with the Lee Greenwood Bible being the official book of Tennessee. I mean, why not at this point? Alabama just passed medical marijuana. We're passing bathroom bills to make trans people's lives worse. We used to make jokes like, oh, Alabama, ha, ha, ha. Now, like, Alabama, I'm sorry, Alabama. I hope you'll forgive us. I'll be apologizing to Arkansas next. See you on the way down, Mississippi.
Everybody, Jackie Bro's still on here, yeah.
Zondervan, a part of HarperCollins Christian Publishing, the guy who runs Zondervan, Jackie, says in this article from Religion Unplugged, I think it's the guy that runs Zondervan. Representative for Zondervan's Bibles and HarperCollins have not responded to a request. So, no, this is Hugh Kirkpatrick from Elite Source Pro, a Middle Tennessee-based company that helps businesses with sales, marketing, and strategy. I got strategy. Who can we put on a Bible? Including in Nashville's entertainment industry. Hugh Kirkpatrick, president of Elite Source Pro, confirmed to Religion Unplugged that Zondervan granted the required licensing for the custom Bible. Why do you have to license a Bible? Is it like Disney? Like you can't do Mickey Mouse public domain. I'm pretty sure I could make up a cartoon about Jesus if I wanted to.
Lee Greenwood part, I guess, is what you're referring to.
Oh, right. Yeah, I couldn't put Lee Greenwood in my cartoon.
He had to like sit down, I don't know if it was his idea or not, but I mean, at some point he had to say, that's a good idea. By all means, please use my name and I get, how much a cut out of it or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, Lee Greenwood, he says that they asked in this Tennessean article about Christian nationalism, when you put the Bible and your country's founding papers together, seems like that would, but Greenwood said he was not familiar with the term Christian nationalism, but he is familiar with the term "you've got a good love coming," but said he does not think Christians should be given any more rights than anyone else. I mean, that's as far as I'll go, though. We don't believe in Christian nationalism at all, Kirkpatrick said. This is the man from Elite Source Pro. He just gave a bunch of interviews is what happened. He's like, nobody's talking about this I put this Lee Greenwood Bible out and I ain't been on Jimmy Kimmel once. That Pillar Man was on there. I'm going to give some interviews. Call up Religion Unplugged and Holly Meyer at the Tennessean. I don't care what Lee Greenwood says. We don't believe. Zondervan can kiss my ass. We don't believe in Christian nationalism at all, Kirkpatrick said. We really didn't worry about extreme right or left being upset. I think most people just want to live and love and go to work and live life and not care about black people getting shot by cops. I added that last part. Because in this interview, then in the height, this is from the Religion Unplugged. Sorry, I'm still talking about this. I know we got to do the sponsors.
Lee Greenwood Bible is we need to address it. I think it's good for people to know how much it costs again. How much it costs?
$50.
$50. How much did Lee Greenwood get out of that $50?
That's a good question. I'm going to imagine with Kirkpatrick from Elite Source Pro, and this is alleged, taking the lead on these interviews, I'm going to say he's probably getting about 70%. Zondervan, I don't know. No, I guess Zondervan would get 70%, and Elite Source Pro would get 25%.
Yeah,
and then they'd probably give Lee Greenwood because it's only the chorus of his song,
and not the whole song. Yeah, and his name, and we don't know if his likeness is inside.
I don't think his likeness is in there. But if you saw a picture, okay, if you didn't know anything about the Lee Greenwood Bible and you just started flipping through the Bible and you saw Lee Greenwood's picture, you go, "Oh, Jesus!"
Well, I'm about to say, actors played Jesus in movies all the time. You just have, because Bible has pictures in it. You just say, he wouldn't have to go, and pose for the picture. You just take use a computer and put his face on all the pictures of Jesus. Lee Greenwood as Jesus. Just say it that way.
Lee Greenwood as Jesus.
Starring as,
laying down. Jesus got tired and laid down on the ground, and here he is. Lee Greenwood, everybody.
He'd have to get a little more 5% than that, though, I bet.
If he wants more than 5%, he needs to stand the fuck up.
Hey.
In the height of the Black Lives Matter protests, I just want to get this part in. Activists began tearing down or destroying statues and monuments they connected to racial injustice. In past civilizations, Kirkpatrick said, libraries have been burned, documents torn down. We started seeing statues coming down, and we started seeing history, for good or bad, trying to be erased. And we started thinking, okay, well, how far does this erasing of history go? Love it or hate it, it's history. How far does it go? Part of having these statues is so that we don't repeat those mistakes. And so, by having these heroically profiled, handsome men with swords on their mighty steeds is how we learn how wrong they were. That's history, Jackie. That's what history is for.
What does Lee Greenwood have to do with it? I mean, it's history when
I don't know.
If he's trying to sell a Lee Greenwood Bible, well, I guess it does make sense. You're gonna bring up Black Lives Matter, but that's history too. When was that number one on the chart?
1984.
1984. Talk a little. Does he got any statues up? I'm down. Take every Confederate statue down and put Lee Greenwood up. I'd be all right with that. That's fine.
True. If you're looking at a Civil War book and Lee Greenwood's pictures in it, you'd be like, oh, a general. Same. I don't know what it is about Lee Greenwood's head, but he could play a lot of different people from history.
Well, tired versions of them. Yeah.
Tired laying down.
Down version.
Oh, here they are laying down and signing the Appomattox, whatever. So if this is the man again. So if the Bible contained Holy Scripture, but also contained these documents, it would be a one-stop shop for people to learn the basics of why the founders built into those documents divine providence. This is good because this way, if you want to read about good history, you just look at the Lee Greenwood Bible. And if you want to learn about bad history, you just look at Civil War statues commemorating the Confederacy. And that way you get both sides of it, very even-handed, the good, the bad. And you don't have to teach 1619, and you can just deny tenure all day long. I think we just solved it. I don't know what Lee Greenwood has to do with it. I've read like 3 versions of this origin story, and I still haven't quite untangled it all. But, I guess Lee Greenwood, once again, has saved America. We noticed the divide in the public where some people started seeing pro-American images like the flag, bald eagle, Statue of Liberty. He doesn't say it, but Lee Greenwood as weaponized tools of the Republican Party. And we didn't understand that, Kirkpatrick said. He heard the idea began brewing. I'm sorry, everybody. I'm sorry. We got to get to the sponsors. The idea began brewing in fall 2020 when Kirkpatrick and friends in the entertainment industry heard homeschool parents complain that public schools, okay, first of all, the homeschool parents were complaining that public schools were not teaching American history anymore. Consider the source. I can't get over what them homeschool parents said. I said public schools just wasn't teaching history, and they had to take their kids out so they could learn about Nicodemus all day.
Hey.
They just... I was talking to the homeschool parents again, and they were really unloading on the public school system. They hate it. Not having students read and understand the U.S. Constitution and the Bill of Rights. I do think people should read the U.S. Constitution and Bill of Rights, but it seems as if everyone's coming to different conclusions after reading that. Anyway, folks, that's the story of the Lee Greenwood Bible. Hugh Kirkpatrick, Zondervan, Elite Source Pro, HarperCollins, Christian Books. I don't know what else. Lee Greenwood, the founders, the Civil War. We've never heard of anyone throwing a Bible away. It's always prominent somewhere in the house. It's either on the coffee table and somewhere it's accessible.
If you take Lee Greenwood out of this, and I don't want to, because it's Lee Greenwood, he deserves where he needs to be in this Bible. But basically, if you take him out of it, you got 2 things that everybody should read to know about, but the last thing anybody wants to read, the Constitution and the Bible. That's the last thing anybody wants to sit and think you're trying to go to sleep or something. You know what I mean? That's reading. You got to have a good sermon. Somebody get up there and say it right.
Yeah, let's read. If I'm just gonna stop. I do want to thank Elizabeth McClellan on Twitter who sent that to us. But we had already sniffed it out, but you gave us the vote of confidence we needed to know that we needed to spend about 45 minutes on it on this podcast. So that's Lee Greenwood. Wasn't there a Lee Greenwood impersonator here in Murfreesboro, Jackie, that we talked about
a while back? Yeah, well, I can't remember his name, but yeah, I think it'd been more than one.
I think there was a whole thing about it. And maybe Mr. Greenwood himself.
Oh, he'd been in Murfreesboro before, yeah.
I'm sure he was. I'm sure he has been.
And Franklin ain't too far away, You drive by his house, probably laying out in the yard.
Always tired.
No, just resting, yeah. He's either singing or resting. I tell you what, that's one thing about Lee Greenwood. Lee Greenwood Bible, $50, folks. That's not our sponsor.
It's not our sponsor at all.
Perfectly clear. Yeah, that is not our sponsor. They did not. We don't have any affiliation with the Lee Greenwood Bible, whether we want to or not.
No, and there ain't no doubt that he loves this land.
Sure. That's not debatable, yeah. But I do have a sponsor this week. because we got to have sponsors. Sponsors here, local sponsors in Murfreesboro, Tennessee, give us $25. We're gonna tell all our listeners. And I know a lot of our listeners don't even live. Did you know that Dunlap? There's a lot of people that listen to this. They don't live anywhere near Murfreesboro. Do you know that?
No.
Yeah. There are people that probably never will get to Murfreesboro, but you should. But there's people left all over the country. I think, from what I understand, people listen to this, and when you do plan on doing a little traveling, when finally there ain't no masks at all, which I guess that's now, isn't it? Is it?
I guess so. Not 100%.
Not 100%. Back and forth. It depends on what day of the week it is, but either way.
Here in Tennessee, yes.
Yeah, it's all the time here in Tennessee, but yeah, other place. But yeah, come on through here, responsibly or irresponsibly, however you want to do it. And when you come to Murfreesboro, you're gonna hear from us a lot of good places to eat, a lot of things to shop for, on and on and on. We love our local sponsors, and we appreciate that. $25 helps us keep a computer running. And also, $25, I wish that was enough. Don't you, Dunlap? We all do. Everybody wishes $25 went a lot farther than it does these days in this economy. That's for sure. Do you know anybody disagree with that?
No, I don't reckon nobody would.
But, sad to say, $25 ain't going to get you through every time. It just ain't. And that's the reason we got up a Patreon page for our listeners that want to help support us. We appreciate y'all going there. You can give us however much money you want to. If you got money to throw away, please throw it at us. We'll take it.
We're coming up on our 150th Patreon episode. This week we did it, usually do them on the same day. Last couple of weeks we've had to do our Patreon 20 extra minutes with Jackie and Dunlap.
Yep.
One day earlier. It's already up, episode 149. We've done 149 20 extra minutes. And this one, it seems to me, Jackie, that we're heading for 150th 20 extra minutes that we're going to watch Living Proof, the Hank Williams Jr. story, the TV movie from 1983 starring John Boy Walton. It looks like we're going to watch that and talk about it on our 150th episode. This one, we talked a lot about the director of Living Proof, the Hank Williams Jr. story, who is also directed Smokey and the Bandit 3, formerly known as Smokey is the Bandit, and that's what we talk about on this episode.
Also, Wet Gold.
Oh, Wet Gold, the Brooke Shields TV movie
Burgess Meredith and Brooke Shields,
Everybody remembers Wet Gold, probably the wettest, goldest TV movie from the mid-'80s. And you're going to want to go check out 20 extra minutes with Jackie and Dunlap. It's a lot like this, only with less direction and a lot more talking about old TV shows. And that's for $5.
Yeah, anybody can listen to it. If you got $5, you listen to it as many times as you want.
As many times as you want, over and over again. I don't know how to do it. I'll get it on Patreon on you. They smart people over there who will help you not at Patreon, but our Patreons. They'll help. They live to help because they're friends. They're our friends. They're your friends.
Sure. Everybody's friends. Yeah.
We're all friends here. Yep. I mean, if you got $5.
Yeah, sure. Well, if you got less than that, we'll take it too. But we'll take more than $5. But yeah, $5 or more, make that clear. You can go, you get 100. Well, I guess next week you'll have 150 of these to go.
150 old ones you can listen when we were trying to get that Skip Stevenson country album, which we still need to bother them again. The last time.
She never did. Yeah, get back to us. Yeah.
People got a lot going on.
That's true. There's a lot of open threads, I guess, still running over extra 20 minutes, and you just hop on board whenever you want. We'll be there. We'll be there talking. Yeah, hop on, hold on.
So thanks to everybody who's give us some money over the years over there. And if y'all want to talk about Hank Williams Jr. TV movie, he should have a Bible.
Who's that?
Hank Williams Jr.
Sure.
At this point, I don't think you should just limit it to Lee Greenwood. The Bocephus Bible, definitely.
Definitely be something. I know he passed on, no longer with us, but Charlie Daniels' Bible will have something on Benghazi every chapter you go through.
At the end of every book of the Bible, it say, and for Benghazi shall not be going away.
Yeah, it won't be going away.
And the Hank Williams Jr. Bible is just it's the Bible pages are cut out in the shape of a whiskey bottle. You can just stick in there.
Yeah, that's not funny. I should laugh at that, but anytime somebody hides something in a book, it's funny to me. But Bible probably stay away from that. But yeah,
every time we start liking, I'm starting to prepare for next week's episode, Jackie. I'm writing down some of the worst songs he ever did, so that every time we start thinking he's too cool, I'll just read off like it's a McCain Palin tradition.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And then we'll be like, all right, okay, let's not laugh too much. Like, if the South would have won, we'd had it made. Like, right. Okay, okay.
Yeah. Well, that's what we're going to do next week, 150. We're going to be watching, what's the name of it again? It's
Living Proof, the Hank Williams Jr. story.
Now, you're going to be watching it with us because we found it on YouTube's. So we all get and watch it together. The only people you'll be able to hear talking will be us two, though. So are we watching it? We hadn't decided that. Are we going to watch it, talk over, or are we just going to watch it and then talk about it? Oh, we just all watch it together and talk about it. I didn't know. I don't
know either.
Well, maybe we should just watch it and then talk about it. And that way everybody could go watch it. So we'll all be ready to talk about it next week. You put up a thing on the Padron and people, what do you click on it? And there it goes.
Done did it, Jackie. I done got that link up to the YouTube page.
There we go. We're just
already over there waiting on y'all.
We're
just waiting on y'all at this point.
Yeah. Yep, go on over there. And if you feel left out, tell you what, you got $5, jump right in, join us. We'd love to have you. And they gonna turn that one away. So come on over to Red State Updates Padron. $5 or more gonna get you a fun extra 20 minutes with me, Jackie Bros, and him, Dunlap. Now, I got a good local sponsor today, Murfreesboro local sponsor, same one I had last week. And I tell you what, here's the situation, and I didn't mean to get into it too much, and sometimes that happens. I get excited about a situation, or I'm passionate about something. I'll start running my mouth probably a little too much than I should. But evidently, in this case, maybe I ran my mouth just enough because T-Dog, he felt terrible. First off, it's T-Dog's Army Surplus Stores, if you weren't with us last week, is extra open. And now he wants it to be clear, he was extra open way before the CDC said no mask, which is true. He had that a long time ago. Well, he had masks. He had to have masks. He had to wear. He made a bunch of American flag masks. And then when people didn't like masks, he burnt them. But then he got in trouble for burning the American. On and on. Let's not hold nothing against him. T-Dog just trying to get by in this economy these days was the way the country is. But over at Army Surplus, T-Dog's Army Surplus, extra open, go there. But if you want to wear a mask, of course you can. If you want to go in there and wear a mask, and I tell you, this is something like a local phenomenon that's been going on here. Now, as far as I know, T-Dog did this first. But he introduced the world to Sir Mascalot. That's right, Sir Mascalot's like what do you call it? A character, mascot. Mascot, yeah. T-Dog, Army Surplus mascot. Sir Mascalot looked like a knight in shining armor sort of thing, Ren Fair, whatever you call it. Got a big mask on it. So when people see the people with the mask on, they get mad as hell. You see it. You can get on Facebook and watch 4 or 5 hours of it if you click on the video after video. Somebody throwing a fit over a mask. Lord knows everybody is going to do it. So if you do it here at T-Dog's Army Surplus, you're not going to bother the individual wearing a mask, which is usually what you do. You're going to take it out on Sir Mascalot. He's standing right there. He got that armor on. Scream at him, spit on him, throw stuff at him, knock the hell out of him, go to town. That's what he's there for. Get all your mask aggression out of your system on Sir Mascalot. And that's been real popular. People have been going there. Left and right, whether they want to get something from T-Dogs or not, you just want to go holler at Sir Mascalot. And he's safe. He's safe inside that suit. What now?
I was just going to say, it gets people in the stores. It gets foot traffic in there.
Yeah, it gets
even
foot
if they don't buy nothing.
Well, it's usually what happens, too. Sometimes people want to throw something at him. They just grab something off a shelf and throw it, and it break on the armor. Then, T-Dog's, he's over there tallying that up. You know what I mean? You threw, 4 flashlights, and, he'll go down the list. And, but that's, that's price of admission, so to speak, I guess. Well, last week, Sir Mascalot's doing great, and T-Dog asked me not to threaten per se, but to let Gibby's ribs, Gibby ribs off a square. Gibby's ribs.
Oh, yeah, they're pretty good.
Pretty good. They've been extra open for some time because they got 2 tables outside. If you have to wear a mask and want the server wear a mask, they try to accommodate. There's 2 tables there. But turns out people going to Gibby's ribs, which is a delicious rib,
they're pretty
dinner.
good.
They're good. I like it. If you like ribs, is what it is. You throw your bones on the ground. That's the famous thing about Gibby rib. Everybody just throw the bones. They sweep it up at the end of the night. But
that is fun. It's like walking around a bunch of beat up skeletons.
Yeah. I mean, it's just, part of the ambiance, the way you want to call it. But now Gibby's ribs, because people were getting so distracted and upset at these 2 tables where people who wore masks make the poor server had to put on a mask so she go outside and wait on them. That made me so damn mad. You get mad. So they introduced Sir Vax-a-Lot. Now, I'll be the first one to say it, and I think I said it last week. It is very similar to Sir Mascalot because they sounded like, first off, Sir Vax-a-Lot, Sir Mascalot. Sir Vax-a-Lot, same thing. King Arthur kind of, whatever, knight armor thing. He got it on. He got a mask on like Sir Mascalot, but he's also got, instead of a jousting stick, a lance, instead of that, he got a big syringe and a needle. So and the people throw stuff at him, mostly those bones off the ground. You pick them up, whether you finish eating yours or not, there's plenty of bones on the ground. Pick it up, you can hear it bounce off that armor. Like, dang, But now, that's been going over real well, and I didn't see how that one was hurting the other, because I don't think they're in the same business. Army surplus store ain't a rib joint. There's 2 different things. I thought everybody be happy, go on, but no. T-Dog told me to tell them that he said you got a cease and desist order, and started getting into the legalese and the lawyer and all this. And I talked about it, and we both talked about this, Dunlap, and we both said, how many times have we seen costume characters have to wind up in court here in Murfreesboro, Tennessee? Murfreesboro, Tennessee alone, let alone the whole country.
Let alone the whole, just judging by our little corner of the world,
sure.
It happens every month or 2 at least.
All the time. Somebody
it's
gets
just
sued.
Constant, in and out.
Yeah, and I mentioned this. It was, you did too last week, and I wasn't doing it to try to change anybody's mind or anything. But I guess T-Dog heard that and took it to heart and said, I'm sick of these lawyers. We're always being in court. Enough of this. Let's settle things the way that a man used to settle things. If we got an issue, we're not going to go talk to a lawyer, then talk to another lawyer, and then talk to this, and then go to the courthouse. Sure, we can do that, but we've been doing that to death. T-Dog said, enough is enough. We're going to settle this like men. Gibby's rib, Sir Vax-a-Lot and Sir Mascalot, they're going to get them together and get down to the bottom of this and sort all this out.
They're going to fight?
Yeah, that's what I meant by sorting out. Yeah, they're going to knock the hell out of each other. That's going to be a hell of a fight. Sir Mascalot versus Sir Vax-a-Lot. Now, we haven't secured the location where it's going to take place. Of course, Gibby's Ribs wants to have it, but then so does T-Dog's armed surplus, so they decided on the way to do this fair, they got to find a place in between. You know what I mean? That neither one of them necessarily benefit from. But yeah, coming up, I think it's gonna be next week. They're gonna decide on a place. I'm gonna be on here telling everybody where it's gonna be, what time, and it is gonna be something else. Because not only are you going to see these 2 knights knocking the hell out of one another, you're going to be throwing stuff at both of them. But, if you want to pick a side, you can, I guess. If you like, dislike mask a little more than the vaccine, you're going to throw, you're going to try to mess up on mask a lot. But if you the other way, like a mask fine, I don't mind getting a shot. You're going to go, it's up to you. You get to decide. And you don't have to pick a side. You can sit there and just watch everybody beat the hell out of each other just for fun. And again, they're professionals. They are inside this armor. They are safe inside it. It ain't like just they showing up. They're professional. Don't try this at home, so to speak. Don't do any of that. Now, Sir Mascalot, I know for a fact the inside of his armor is lined up with old sponges donated by Rosemary Nibble's old sponge house. So he's got that in there. Now, I don't know about Sir Mascalot. I don't know what he got in there. He may have something. And I don't know if that's an advantage or whatever. Again, if y'all listen, T-Dog, Gibby, y'all figure it out. Let's get the rules out. I'm excited for it. Just to put all that rage and aggression over people trying to protect themselves from a horrible, contractable virus. Let's have it. Let's just get it out. Enough of this. Me not saying this and side looking and whispering this and then we're gonna go sort it out. I'll have a location down. Next week, be here to listen. I'm gonna give it out. Gonna tell you where to go, and it's gonna be one. I tell you this: whether it's a good fight or not, it's gonna be fun.
Now, when I go see the fight, can I wear my mask?
If you do, you're gonna get people riled up a little extra more.
Oh, like a Mouth of the South, Jimmy Hart kind of thing.
There you go. I think I'm going to guess they're going to have a section for people with masks.
Yeah, I hope there's some sort of protection, like with some bottle-proof glass in front of the people wearing masks. Because I'm just not comfortable being out without a mask yet at this point, no matter what Dr. Fauci says. But I'm also not comfortable being attacked with bottles. So I'm hoping that there's some sort of cage where we can taunt the maskless from.
Well, either way, the mask or the vax, whatever you want to call it, is all going to get the hell beat out of it. So hopefully people be more concerned about mask lots or vax lot and who's going to triumph than you sitting over there wearing a mask. But who knows? I don't know. Maybe, T-Dog, if you listen, get them some protection. People want to feel safe. Coming to watch them Knights throw down, yeah.
Jackie, I've got a sponsor that I think you're going to like this week. Ralston Pulley lives on a boat.
Yeah.
Murfreesboro, a river boat on a small lake in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. Todd's Lake number 2. You know Todd's Lake number 2?
It's off to the side, yeah.
It takes up most of the lake, this boat. It was a party boat for church people. He was plotting a wild, wild return with his Aunt Kim. Boats are back, is what they were going to say. Remember? But I
remember you saying it. I don't remember hearing it. Anyway,
boats are back.
From you.
There's a bunch of boats out in Todd's Lake number 1. I guess that's just Todd's Lake. But then Ralston Pulley thought different. Since the pandemic, Ralston lives alone here in the cavernous Murfreesboro. He wanders. He finds the empty buffets, the darkened puppet theater stage, the unused clogatorium, where the finest clog dancing on any lake in Middle Tennessee used to occur nightly. You ever go to the clogatorium?
I heard tale of it, but I don't know if I ever went out and saw it. I mean, I think clogging, just not on the lake, yeah.
Clogging on the lake. That's what come to clogatorium, clogging on the lake.
Yeah.
Ralston Pulley finds the silent cabins and corners and shadows. He finds the decks, peopleless. The decks wait to support him wherever he stands to stare out at Todd's Lake number 1. I guess just Todd's Lake. or the docks and backs of rich people's houses. Ralston Pulley finds himself. He hears his voice, a voice he hasn't heard in a long time. Before the pandemic, he would not have recognized this voice as his own. Ralston Pulley's memories astonish him. He had forgotten so much. His dreams float him from the cool gloom of the bilge up to the deck and its exquisite desolation.
What?
He hears only slow, lapping waves. When he wakes, he's where he was in his dream.
What?
That's Murfreesboro. Still closed. No matter what Aunt Kim and her lawyers and all the people who want to see Shatter and Shirley XXX puppet show say. It ain't really XXX because it's church people. It's a little double entendre. It's worse than a Frasier.
What? I don't
They
know.
can stand out there on the what?
On the what?
Oh, on the bank and cuss him. But he'll just wear a mask on his eyes and his ears and his mouth. And they can throw a bottle at him, but it ain't going to make him finally enjoy his life any less. What were you going to say?
I'm confused. He's on a boat?
He's on a boat. It's closed, so don't come by there. Don't throw nothing at him. Don't try to eat the buffet. They ain't a buffet. They ain't got nobody working there. They were going to just have people stop by fast food and just fill up the troughs. Don't. He's happy, finally, in his life. He doesn't need nobody coming by there. It's all there in the prepared text he sent me that I read earlier, Jackie. I don't know what you need cleaned up for you. It's very self-explanatory.
So he's on the boat, and that's it.
He's happy. But everybody they won't come on the boat and ruin his life if they're fun.
Okay.
Forget
Well,
about it.
Well,
he's having a great time.
If it's his boat, he owns it. He makes the rules in them.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
He don't. So you tell that to Aunt Kim.
I ain't going to argue that with anybody. If he's on the boat, don't know anybody else on it, and it's his boat, so be it.
I mean, I agree with you, and I
don't know
him.
how's that a sponsor, though? I don't know how that's a sponsor. That don't make sense to me. What did he give you $25 for?
And to tell people to stay away. Come on, we've had worse than that.
Well, that's true, yeah.
Now's the time that we both have to go. Our podcast come out really great, we know. Our time is at an end, so until we meet again, we'll just have to say goodbye, friend. Saying bye-bye always brings us down. But our bags are packed and we have to leave town. A postcard to you we will send if
Folks, people, this is your friend Dunlap. I just wanted to get on here and to thank you all for your friendship and your continued being a friend to me and being a pal, showing up every week and just being there when I need you to be there, listening to me go on and on about all my problems. It just really means a lot to me. I'm glad y'all are my friends. Thank you for being a friend, I guess is what I wanted to say.
What is that? Thank you for being a friend.
It's a Golden Girls thing, but I didn't mean to.
Oh, yeah. I couldn't place it. I knew it was that, or Facts of Life or something.
Yeah, well, that's what it is.
Facts of Life is its own song.
You take the good, you take the bad, you take them both in there.
I know it now. Now I know it, but for a minute there, I got it all confused.
Totally different. Facts of Life is of just a bunch of dumbass platitudes. Somebody trying to sound smart, tell you this and that you already know if you've lived for a minute through this awful crucible we call life. Is a crucible? Am I using that right? But the Golden Girls theme song it's heartfelt. It's a message. It's I thank you for being a friend. Thank you for being a friend. Thank you. That's what I'm doing. I'm thanking everybody. And then you're like, well, if it rains on Monday and it's cold on Thursday, that means it's a blackberry winter. It ain't an almanac. I'm here giving people, tearing pieces of my heart muscle out and giving them to my friends, the listener. And then you're like, well, what about different strokes? Who gives a shit? I'm talking real stuff.
The reason I get them two mixed up, Facts of Life, Gold Girl, they're both about homes for women, but different ages, like a young home and then the older lady, older home. I just got it backwards. Yeah.
You think Charlotte Rae would have been good on Golden Girls, or do you think she would have not really fit in?
I keep adding them. I say, yeah, more better, yeah.
I would have liked to seen Jane Wyman on there. I mean, she was hitting her Falcon Crest stride at the time, but I feel like they could have got a lot of mileage out of Ronald Reagan's ex-wife being one of the guys. B. Arthur would have had some zingers for her.
Oh, yeah.
It didn't. I don't believe it ever happened.
What? What did?
It didn't happen.
What didn't?
Jane Wyman being on the Golden Girl. What do you think I'm talking about?
I don't know what Facts of Life of Golden Girls are friends or something. I don't know what you're saying. Hell.
That also would have been good if you paired each Golden Girl up with, if you did a whole crossover and you had Miss Garrett.
Well, she old enough to be in the other home, but she's in charge of the young ladies.
And then you could have had like Joe go with Dorothy. You know, like when superheroes, like when the Justice League and Justice Society would team up. You know.
I've got those shows mixed up, like I said, just two different kind of homes. Both got good songs, though, yeah. Fat Life, but thank you for being, yeah.